Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Human Mage Let's Play, where we are leveling from level 1 to level 60. Today we are level 10, and starting off in this episode, we are heading into Stormwind City for the first time, which I am super excited to do because Stormwind is such a cool place, and there's a lot of stuff to do in Stormwind, so we're going to have a lot of stuff going on in the start of this episode. So last episode, we had done a lot of stuff around the East Vale logging camp, and we had returned to Goldshire, and now, instead of heading east, and instead of heading west, which we will do in a little bit, we're heading northwest into Stormwind City. So Stormwind City is the capital city of humans. It's the capital of the Kingdom of Stormwind, and it basically holds the king and the big church and a ton of other locations that is super important to humanity and to humanity in this area. So here we are right outside of the gates of Stormwind, a super cool, super iconic location, and we can see the cathedral way there in the background and a really cool opening and entrance into the city, which we saw at the very start of the first episode in the cinematic. It showed us the city a little bit as we flew through Elwynn Forest on our way to Northshire Abbey, but here we are visiting it for the first time, and cue the music. So as we head into Stormwind, we have a bunch of statues here, and I kind of just want to say hi to each statue. There's a plaque out in front of them, and these are honoring the heroes of the Alliance, who at the end of Warcraft 2 followed the orcs through the Dark Portal into their homeworld of Outland and closed the portal behind them to ensure some safety and security for humanity. So here we have Kurdan Wildhammer, renowned dragon fighter, Griffin Master of the Airy Peak, commander of the Griffin Rider Division attached to the Alliance expedition that marched into the orc homeworld of Draenor, presumed deceased. We will hear Skyree's calls upon the winds. We will hear your hammer thunder across the mountaintops. Ride hard into the hereafter, brother. The halls of our ancestors await you. Written by Falstad Wildhammer, Lord of Airy Peak. Here we have Danath Trollbane, Militia Commander of Stromgarde, Tactical Advisor to General Turalyon, Force Commander of the Alliance expedition that marched into the orc homeworld of Draenor, presumed deceased. We honor your memory, nephew, and your sacrifice. Since the founding of our glorious empire, the path to valor has always been drenched with the blood of heroes. Written by Danath Trollbane, Lord of Stromgarde. Continuing to this next set here, we have Archmage Khadgar of the Krentor, who former apprentice of Medivh, supreme commander of the Alliance expedition that marched into the orc homeworld of Draenor, presumed deceased. Never did one so selflessly delve into the dark heart of magic and warfare. We wish you well, bold wanderer, wherever you are. Written by Antonidas, Archmage of Dalaran. And here we have Ranger Captain Alleria Windrunner, renowned troll hunter of Quel'Thalas, lead scout and intelligence agent for the Alliance expedition that marched into the orc homeworld of Draenor, presumed deceased. Your heart flew straight as any arrow upon the wind, sister. You were the brightest of our order. You were the most beloved of our kin. Written by Sylvanas Windrunner, Ranger General of Quel'Thalas. And here, the last statue is General Turalyon, former lieutenant to Lord Anduin Lothar, Knight of the Silver Hand, High General of the Alliance expedition that marched into the orc homeworld of Draenor, presumed deceased. Esaris Thor no Darador, I messed that up horribly. By blood and honor we serve. You were the right hand of justice and virtue, old friend. Your name will be honored in our halls always. Lord Uther the Lightbringer, Knight of the Silver Hand. So these are all statues of great heroes of the Alliance that marched into the orcish homeworld of Outlands, which is also known as Draenor. And they were all have nice messages written by super important characters that we will learn a ton more about in the future. But our first quest here is coming up on the left. So this is a quest that we picked up a long time ago by William, and we are going to deliver this shipment to his brother or father or uncle, brother, and just going to give it to him. And we have a choice of 3 different items, so we could pick an explosive rocket, an oil of Olaf, which increases our armor, or a strength potion. So I'm going to pick the oil because I think having a little extra armor is pretty good. So I'm going to use a special feature of Questy here where it's going to track trivial quests. So quests that don't give us a whole lot of experience, but I want to do them anyways because there's a couple of quests here that are like low level. So they don't give too much experience, but they kind of show us a little bit of Stormwind as we wander around here. So we picked up one to go visit a wine shop. We picked up this one to get a cloth request. And then there is one more somewhere around here that we will go check out in a minute. But let's go turn in these 2 quests real quick. But yeah, this is Stormwind, the capital city of the Alliance. And this is one of the most iconic and important locations in World of Warcraft. So each faction has 3 cities. So this is just one of the 3 cities that are available to the Alliance. In most of World of Warcraft, Stormwind tends to be the biggest city where the Alliance congregate. However, in the vanilla version of the game and the classic version of the game, Stormwind is actually not the main location. It starts becoming one of the main locations starting in the Burning Crusade and continuing thereafter. But in World of Warcraft Classic and Vanilla, the main location was actually Ironforge. And the primary reason that it is Ironforge is because Ironforge is just a better location for a lot of the in-game content in the vanilla version of the game, where it's is closer and makes it easier to access a variety of different in-game raids and dungeons that are super important.
How are you?
And
Safe travels.
oh, we just got some dialogue up here, but this person has a quest for us to pick up. So we are just going to wait for this dialogue to end a little bit. And we're going to talk again.
See you around.
And we are going to head over to the Mage's Quarter. So something I want to showcase here at the start of this episode is professions. So our crafting disciplines. I want to learn one of the crafting disciplines, and the one I want to learn is tailoring. So this quest is sending us to the tailor where we can actually learn it while we're there. So we're going to do just that. The tailoring location is very conveniently in the Mage Quarter, which is a place that we will visit many times in our future. But I'm not exactly sure. It looks like it's in a different building, but we can talk to this tailor right here. Not there. Right here. And we can learn tailoring. So we can open up our spell book, and we can open tailoring, and we can see a few different things that we can make. So we have all of the linen cloth that we have been gathering from humanoid enemies that we have slain out in the world. And I'm going to take this cloth and I'm going to turn it into bolts of linen cloth, which then we can use to turn into different items. So we have a couple of cosmetic shirts similar to the red shirt that we got a long time ago in the last episode, not a long time ago. And they're just cosmetics, but we have a couple of items here that are very basic starting items that are actually very nice, and they're both upgrades to what we currently have. So we should probably craft some of those. But we just leveled up our tailoring to level 13. So we should have another recipe there that we can learn, which is not an upgrade to what we currently have. But we need to get some coarse thread here in order to craft this pair of pants and this cloak. So we can craft both of these things, and then we can throw it on our character. And we should have a little bit more defense now, a little bit more armor.
Hello.
And I think I just learned another thing. So linen belt. It's the same exact thing as I currently have. So the next thing are these boots. So I'm just going to buy 5 coarse thread real quick. And I'm just going to craft all these linen belts just to increase our tailoring by a little bit. So it'll get us all the way up to 20, and then we can learn the new item, so we can craft another new thing. A really cool thing about tailoring is I can actually make bags, which for us it's going to be very, very nice to have some bags because we are low on bag space, and I could desperately use some bags. So this is the last linen belt that I need to craft, and I can talk to this tailor here, learn that. And you can see linen bag, we have to get all the way to 45, so we probably won't be able to get to it today, but at some point we will. So I just learned simple linen boots, which is not an upgrade to what I currently have, which is okay. So I'm just going to buy 5 more coarse threads, and I'm just going to use up the rest of my bolts of linen cloth to get my tailoring skill up a little bit, and then I'll sell everything that I made, which I'll have to do in 1 second here. Just sell all of this off, use up all of these materials. I'll see if there's one more thing we can learn before we head off real quick, and then I am going to go to our next destination here in Stormwind. So last thing to level up, and then we can talk to this tailor here.
What can I do for you?
And we don't have something to unlock there, but we can just sell the rest of these items, and then we can head out towards our next destination. There goes my chair again. So I believe our next destination, I believe this quest we turned in around here on the corner to the right. So let's head in here. I believe it's in this building here, and it is. So Thurman here, we can give this to him, and that looks like it was everything for our quest. So we got a very tiny amount of experience and a little bit of reputation, which will be nice to get our reputation up a little bit. So just very briefly, I've shown all 3 of these tabs here in the character menu. This last tab is the honor tab, which basically tracks a lot of PvP stuff. So it shows how many people we killed, how many civilian NPCs we killed, and how much honor we gained at our PvP rank, which we might talk about. We might not talk about PvP more in depth later, but this is just what this tab is. It just tracks how many people we've killed and how much currency we have gained from killing those people. So here is our mage quest that I am super excited to do. So we can go do this chore for the mage trainer there, and by doing this chore we can unlock a new special item. So at the end of this we can pick the lay orb, where it gives us 1 spirit and it restores 80 to 240 mana, and it looks pretty cool. And there's also this lay staff, which is a staff that gives us 1 intellect and 1 spirit, and also looks pretty cool. And I think I know which item I'm going to pick, but if you want to guess which item I'm going to pick, feel free to put down a prediction right now, and we will see in a few minutes. But I have done all of those trivial quests that are located here in Stormwind, and we have a few other things that we can go do, and we're going to do a couple of them, but for now I'm just going to go back into Questy here, and I'm going to turn off trivial quests so it just shows the available quests. And right now we are going to focus on getting this Mirror Lake sample. So we are trying to get a sample of a lake right outside of Stormwind, so it's conveniently close, just to investigate kind of some magical issues that are going on around in the Kingdom of Stormwind, so we can kind of help with the safety and security. Also, this right here is something I love so much. I'm playing in the evening right now, and it is getting pretty dark, and we can see that it's getting dark in the world, and we can see that this guard is holding a lantern, which is really lighting up the area around him. I absolutely love that part of the game. Something that's really cool that not many people know about was when World of Warcraft was being developed, the idea of darkness was much more emphasized, where the world was going to get really, really dark, and caves were going to be like pitch black, like super dark. You could not see anything unless there was like a torch on the wall. But with this, there was going to be an additional profession added to the game, which I'm a little hazy on like all the details that they were kind of thinking about for that profession. But it was basically kind of being able to create like torches and like different lights that you could use and bring into caves and like out into the world when it's dark. So you could light up the area around you and see what's going on around you. But unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending on how you view it, that wasn't added to the game. And we have what we have now, which is just a lighter world where you don't really need light in order to see during the night and inside of caves, which is okay, but it could have been more flavorful, I guess, but maybe more annoying depending on your perspective of it. So here we are at Mirror Lake, right outside of Stormwind, and I am just going to kill some of these Defias rogue wizards here. We killed many of them last episode over by Stonecane Lake, way on the other side of Elwynn Forest, and there are some of these wizards here that we are going to deal with. Very interesting that there's a bunch of wizards around this magical area that we are gathering a sample from. I guess the Defias are onto something here and are doing investigations of their own while we are doing investigations here. So I need to get a little closer to this waterfall, and we got that, and that is all we need to do for the quest here. So we can start heading back into Stormwind, but I want to kill a few more Defias along the way so we can pad our experience a little bit. We're really close to getting to level 11, which we will definitely hit before the end of the episode today. But that is, kill this bandit here. And then I did not conjure any food or water, so I'm just going to start heading back to Stormwind now actually. And as I restore my mana, I am going to conjure some food and water for us, so we can eat and drink it when we need to later. Yeah, something really interesting about World of Warcraft, and I guess it's interesting if you play more modern MMOs, I guess, is that, take Guild Wars 2 for example, as you level up in the road, there is like a scaling system, so when you're questing or doing exploration through like a level 10 area, and you're level 10, like, you're doing just fine. But if you're a level 50, it's going to scale you down to around level 10, so the content you are doing and the mobs you are fighting are still relevant to you. Whereas in World of Warcraft, when you're a level 60 and you come to a level 10 area, they're all level 10, you're level 60, you're going to have a very easy time. So there's no really scaling mechanics, which is very typical of older MMOs. And same thing with like what we were talking about earlier, with like the possibility of having a lot more of gameplay surrounding lighting. It's good or bad depending on how you view it. I like both. I don't really have a preference too much. It just depends on how the game is designed. For World of Warcraft, I think it works really well the way it is. For Guild Wars 2, I think it works really well the way it is. So here, I want to make a quick stop on our way back to the Mage's Quarter, and I just want to come into the Stormwind Counting House, where we have some people hanging out on the steps here, and this is a bank. So we have our inventory space here, but we can come to a bank and we can store some items here so they don't take up our bag slots. And you can see we can purchase additional bag slots to make our bank even bigger so we can store even more items. But I'm just going to store a couple of things here, and I'm going to call that good. Bank, really useful, really nice, and one of the staples of an MMO. If you kind of glance over here on the right, I'm not going to go in right now, but there is the auction house. And the auction house is like a player-round economy that is specific for like each server, or I'm not entirely sure how it's done in Classic. It might be cross servers, depending on like what servers you are paired with, which would probably be a good idea. But you can put up items for sale, which other players can see you selling, and then they can decide to buy it, and then vice versa. You can browse the auction house to see what other players are selling, and then you can buy it as well. And there's also a bidding mechanic where you can bid on it, and then other players can bid on it, and then you can have like a bidding war to try to get items for cheaper, just depending on how players are putting up their items for auction. So here we are back at the Mage's Quarter, and we're just going to run up here and we're going to go talk to this mage trainer so we can get our cool mage item. And I'm also going to check the trainer. I don't think we have any new skills, but I'm just going to double check to make sure. This is one of my favorite quests early on because you get a really cool item and a really powerful staff or orb depending on what you pick. So we can get that now. And now is the time where we figure out if your prediction was correct. If you predicted that if I'm going to get the orb or the staff. And if you picked the staff, you are correct because that is what I am wanting to pick right now. I am interested in mage training. I don't think I have anything I want to learn right now, so that is okay. And I am going to equip this staff here, which is going to be so much more powerful. If you remember, I believe it was last episode actually, I was talking about what weapons I wanted to use. So if you remember, if I was talking about how I really kind of want to focus on staffs right now, and I might branch out to using something like a dagger maybe in the future, well, thank you for remembering that. I appreciate you. Yeah, as you see here, this staff, I believe, is actually the first item that we got that has some stats on it beyond the basic damage that it does and like the speed that it attacks with. So here this staff has 1 intellect and 1 spirit. So all this armor that is typically higher level, starting at around level 10, they start having some of these bonus stats, and as you get better armor, higher level armor, they have more and more stats. So here is an example of 2 stats, which we can see all the stats right here. So if we hover over intellect, it increases our mana points and chance to score a critical hit with spells. It also increases the rate at which weapon skills improve. So intellect is very, very good for mages. And then the other one was spirit, which increases health and mana regeneration rates. It's just something that is also really, really good for mages. So this mage staff that only mages can use is coincidentally really good for mages, so that is convenient for us. So I'm just going to pick up one more quest here. So we've just entered the cathedral district of Stormwind, and we can see the cathedral there, and we can come over here to City Hall and we can meet the city architect here.
Hello.
So it seems an eternity since I was a boy working the farm in Westfall. They say you can never go back, and it's true. Doubly true in my case. My family's home has been burned down and taken over by thieves. I have spoken with my father about the fate of some of my possessions, including my first compass. He was unable to save them. However, he also says that they should be hidden away on the farm. You'll find the Alexton farmstead west of Sentinel Hill. Perhaps you could go there, or go and retrieve it for me. So this Barris Alexton is the city architect of Stormwind. So a very interesting person that we don't learn too much about, but he does pop up here and there in our adventures. And this is the first time that he pops up. So we just picked up that quest. And now we are looking good to go to move on in our adventure here. So looking at our quest log, we have a couple of quests here that are high level, including the one that we just picked up. But we have a quest here to report to Grian Stoutmant on Sentinel Hill, which is deep into the breadbasket of the Kingdom of Stormwind and the lands of Westfall. But first we have Westbrook Garrison, which is the final location of Elwynn Forest that we have not explored yet. So let's head over to Westbrook Garrison so we can see what is going on there. And really quickly on our way out, we can hop into here, into the weapons place of Stormwind, and we can talk to this person and just sell a couple of these items that we have. I completely forgot to conjure some stuff, but here you see we have the weapon trainer, so we could learn daggers and we can learn one-handed swords. I'm not going to learn either of them right now because I want to save my money, and I'm just going to conjure some water, and then I'm going to head out towards Westfall. And I think I'm going to call this a cut here, so I'll see you as we are approaching Westbrook Garrison. So here we are passing by the Stonefields farm, and we are heading into Forest's Edge, the westernmost part of Elwynn Forest. And we see here coming up, we have a bridge, and on the other side of this bridge we can see the start of barracks, the main building of Westbrook Garrison. So we're just going to head over this bridge and we're going to see what is happening over here. So we have a ton of guards, and we can see more and more coming into view here, and we can see there are some gnolls over there. So I believe this is the first time that we are encountering gnolls here in the Let's Play. So just like Murlocs, just like kobolds, they are another smaller faction of enemies that are basically pests. and we can see there are a ton of them here around Westbrook Garrison. So we are going to probably be helping out here with dealing with a ton of these gnolls and dealing with this gnoll problem that is going on. So let's talk to the deputy. And we can see here we now have a bounty to get a bunch of armbands from them, and we can see here we have a wanted poster, a very, very important and very special quest here to bring in Khadgar, one of the most famous characters in the entirety of World of Warcraft, which is kind of funny to say because wow, he is basically kind of the last boss of Elwynn Forest. He's just like another random boss, but the community, especially back in the day, like took Khadgar and kind of like transcended him to whole new levels, and basically made like a ton of memes or jokes, I guess they were called back in the day, around Khadgar. And one of the biggest things that occurred like back then was how people would create armies of level 1 characters. So for example, like 30 people would get together, they would all create level 1 gnomes, and they would swarm together all the way to Elwynn Forest, and the 30 of them would try to together bring down Khadgar. And there are tons of videos about people doing this and like creating like a ton of characters, so like they could try to kill Khadgar with like 50 level 1s. And like even horde people would do this, where they would create horde characters and they would travel all the way here, all the way to Elwynn Forest, so they can do that. And that's just like a very special part about like older World of Warcraft, was kind of how the community came together and created like insane videos such as like swarming Khadgar. And like there's a ton of old YouTube videos that are kind of just like classics for a lot of people, such as a time where people made 40 shamans and 40 paladins, and they went to Thunderbluff and they basically had a massive battle to see like which army would win, the paladins or the shamans. And I forgot who it was, but it was such like an epic video, especially back in the day. Like nowadays, you know, it's a little scuffed, it looks a little... Oh, I didn't drink water, so there's river pump outrunner that we have to deal with. As I was scanning, it's like a little scuffed, it's like low quality, it's like, you know, it's 2006, stuff like that. But like it's still just classics, and it's like nostalgia for like me and for like a ton of other people as well, which is like unfortunately not something that we really see occur today in modern World of Warcraft. And I am dying here, and I'm gonna drink this health potion, and I used up all my mana. But as I was saying, it's not really something that occurs today in modern World of Warcraft with like the modern gaming community, which is very unfortunate, but I guess it's just how things are. And I think that was kind of a realization that a lot of people had with playing Classic, is that a lot of people didn't enjoy Classic as much as they did back in the day. And a lot of people say that it's like because of nostalgia, but I think one of the main reasons that I see it is because of how different the community is nowadays, and like how different gaming culture as a whole is now, where like people really optimize everything, and they really like focus on like statistics and just making sure that like they're the best of the best and they're doing everything perfectly. Where like back in the day, back in like 2004, people were a lot more relaxed, a lot more laid back, casual, and kind of had a more fun in a different way, but fun approach to the game than people today that really just focus on optimization. Which for a lot of people, seeing World of Warcraft today in that light is really just not like super good for them, I would say. But yeah, with that, I'm not really focusing a lot on the community aspects of World of Warcraft, so I'm probably not going to do any stuff with guilds, and I'm not going to do a ton of group stuff as well. If I come across someone traveling in the world and they are doing quests, I will probably do quests with them as well. But unfortunately, in the classic versions of the game, there's not a ton of people that are playing vanilla right now, or I guess more specifically, there's like not a ton of people that you'll just like randomly find playing vanilla. You really need to like join like a specific like community that is playing the game together. So we have run around a few people in the open world, but not too many, which is very unfortunate. This is because most people are playing the modern version of Classic WoW. So a lot of people are playing the Burning Crusade, and a lot of people don't play Classic WoW anymore, even though it's here to stay. They moved on to Burning Crusade, and the True will probably be the same when Wrath of the Lich King comes out. While there will be a solid community still playing on the Burning Crusade servers, it will be very small compared to the amount that is playing on Wrath of the Lich King, because it's like the newer content coming out, which is a little sad. I wish there was like more people playing the vanilla version of the game, but again, I guess it's kind of just how it is, and we just have to deal with that, I guess. But with that, as I said, I'm probably not going to be doing too much content. So something I would really like to showcase in the series is like a couple of the dungeons, especially the first dungeon that we will come across as humans. But I'm not really thinking that I am going to do that, and I might just highlight it a little bit, or I might come on like a high level character and I might just run through it real quick, or join a group on the Burning Crusade server. I haven't really decided how I want to showcase dungeons. Probably just going to be talking about it a little bit and talking about the story, which I guess sucks in a little bit because it's better to show not tell, but whatever. We can just talk about what occurred in the dungeon as we push forward into the content past that dungeon. But I would like to do everything leading up to that dungeon, and I think that will be okay. So we see Khadgar over there, so we just need to clear our way towards him a little bit. So let's pull this Riverpaw Outrunner, and then let's just kill a few more gnolls. But there are a ton of different locations in the world that are like elite areas, where the mobs there are like super dangerous, and like typically a single person will not be able to do that. So those areas, very similar to dungeons, are probably going to be areas that I am going to be avoiding for the most part. These elite areas change in future expansions. I believe in Wrath of the Lich King is when a lot of these elite areas where you need like a group of people to do some of these quests in the open world, they all become soloable. So yeah, we can do them in the future, but in this Let's Play we will probably be avoiding them. And one of those areas is actually right here with Khadgar. So Khadgar is an elite enemy that I believe it says you need like 3 people in order to do it. I'm not sure where it says, but it says you need multiple people. But we are mages, and I am going to try doing a special mage thing here called being a mage. Mages are really good at open world kiting and just handling mobs. So I am going to actually pop a lot of stuff here. Let's rebuff a little bit. And I have a good strategy that I like to do here. And I have some potions there, and I'm going to just restore my mana real quick. And we have this glowing wax stick that I'm going to put right here so we can use it. So we can decrease the armor of Khadgar. And we are going to have a blast. So I'm going to hope this Riverpaw Outrunner doesn't pull with Khadgar. And Khadgar is zooming. So I am going to hope that I can kill him and not die. So let's do a ton of damage to him here. If we aren't going to be able to get to him, which I think I made a mistake here with opening with Firebolt. I think I should have done Frostbolt, but whatever. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to run away, and or maybe not. Let's try this. Let's try to run over here a little bit more and just restore our mana, and we could restore our health while we're at it. So I'll just pop that potion, and let's just kite Khadgar around a little bit and just deal some damage where we can. Of course he resisted in our time of need here. So I'm just going to kind of run around a little bit, and we need to be really careful here. So I think I'm just going to run circles a little bit. I'm going to let him hit me once, so he can do that. And then I am restoring mana a little bit, so I think it will be a good opportunity to do that. And then we should be able to finish him here, hopefully. Nope. Oh no. So now this is a little concerning. However, he is slowed down right now. And I finished him off with the Fire Blast. So there we go. We just soloed Khadgar by just running around a ton. So very, very nice. Let us restore our health and mana. And then we can go back to killing the other gnolls that are hanging around in this area. But we got a quest item here. If I can find a gold pickup schedule. So this is a note from someone named the Collector. And we don't really know anything about this, but Khadgar was holding on to it. So we're just going to accept this quest, and we're going to bring... I need to clean my inventory up for a second, I guess. We'll just delete one of these items. And then we can bring this gold pickup schedule to the Marshal and Goldshire. But in the meantime, let us go find some more gnolls to kill. Yeah, this is the final quest that we are doing here in Elwynn Forest. It'll be like some other quests that we come back for and do a little bit around here. But for the most part, this is it. This is the end of Elwynn Forest, and we will be moving on to the next map very shortly. Now, I am wanting to be level 12 while we head into the next map, so I think I might spend a little bit of extra time here just killing some gnolls. So let's have some fun time doing that, and I will see you all in a moment. So I was just killing a bunch of gnolls, and I just got this awesome drop. We just got another bag, which gives us 6 more bag slots, which is super exciting. Now 2 small green pouches, so we now have 6 extra bag slots, so we can pick up even more items from the gnolls that we are killing right now. And I think with that, I'm going to call it good on killing gnolls. We killed a few. I don't think I want to kill enough gnolls to level up all the way to level 12 because I've killed several, and I kind of just want to move on and do the next few quests. But we did get like an extra bar of experience there, which is very good and going to help us out in the future.
What can I do for you?
So let us give these armbands here, and we got new pants that we can equip, which is super exciting. So we can do that. And now we have quests to return to Goldshire, and we have a Hearthstone, which I think this might be the last time that we ever Hearthstone back to Goldshire, because I am going to set my Hearthstone to a new location when we get into Westfall. So I guess I'll just talk to Farley here, and I'll sell some of my items to you, some of the drops that we got while killing all those gnolls. And we'll just organize that a little bit. Oh, we have this militia quarter staff that we can sell to you as well. So I will do that.
See you around.
And we can go turn in these quests. I believe the experience gain for quests was increased at some point compared to like the vanilla experience of WoW. So it is really beneficial to like turn in different quests. So, Manhunt. If the collector is taking gold from our mines and he's stealing from the kingdom, bring the collector to justice and bring me the ring mentioned in the pickup schedule you gave me. It may tell us whom the collector is working for. That pickup schedule says the collector is hiding out at the Brackwell pumpkin patch. You should search for him there.
Be careful.
So we got a bonus quest here actually. And the Brackwell pumpkin patch is the same location where we killed Princess last episode. So this is super exciting. I remember this quest a little bit. I thought it was a class quest actually, so I didn't really mention it at all. And I guess it's a good thing that I didn't mention it, because if I had mentioned that there's a class quest here and then we were here in this episode, I would have looked a little dumb, but here I am explaining it anyways. So we're going to head over here to the Brackwell Pumpkin Patch, heading towards Eastvale once again, which this won't be the last time that we do that, because we want to head to Red Ridge sometime. so we can do quests there where we can see some quests available there. But at our level right now, there are some quests available here in Westfall that we are going to head towards. But first, let's get to the Brockwell Pumpkin Patch and let's find this collector. So here we are at the Brockwell Pumpkin Patch, and there are some bandits around here, so I'm just going to kill a couple, though they are pretty low level, but you know, get a little bit of experience on our plate here. So 8 copper. Here we see Princess, and while in the lore and story we killed Princess and Princess is dealt with, mechanically here she is again. So there are some Defias bandits here at the Brockwell Pumpkin Patch that we saw last time we were here, but now we kind of have a better understanding of what they are doing here. It kind of seems like they're using this farm as a hideout, and we knew that already, but now we know they're using it as a hideout to kind of defend this individual who's known as the Collector. So let us kill this next one, and then I'm just going to pull this one over here because she is a little close by and I kind of just want to deal with this threat right now. And we are low on mana, and we can see here in the house, you can see an individual named Morgan the Collector. However, there are 2 other individuals who are here as well, so this might get a little dicey, but luckily we are mages and we have polymorphs and we have some roots that we can use, so let's do that. I think I am going to polymorph this Defias individual here, which is going to pull them right away. So oh no, okay. So I think I kind of just want to have a reset on this engagement here. And I'm just going to run away a little bit because that individual resisted my polymorph, which is not good for us. But we easily ran away, and we can re-engage here. So let's try the same thing again. It worked out this time. Let's root both of them. Throw the debuff on Morgan. Morgan is level 10, but Erlyn here is level 8. So we just dealt with Morgan. Let's deal with Erlyn here. Should be relatively easy. And now the person that we had polymorphed is out of the polymorph and is throwing firebolts at us. We should be able to deal with her, though it might get a little close here, so I think I'm just going to use the smaller health potion here so we can regenerate our health a little bit. And let's cast some frostbolts. Ran out of mana for a fire blast, but I should have one, but I just killed her with the staff, so that works out. Then let's loot Morgan the Collector. We have the Collector's Ring. It has the text engraved with the words, "For years of service, EVC." So an individual, interesting character here. We do not know who EVC is, but this ring is engraved by that individual, and it's a ring given to Morgan the Collector for his years of service to this character EVC. So I think we're just going to bring this ring to Marshal Duggan and see what he has to say about it, and then afterwards we can head west to Westfall. Here we are approaching Goldshire once again, and we can head over to Marshal Duggan here. You see Remy 2 times, the torch he's holding, you can see the light coming off of him. Very nice detail, as I was pointing out earlier. So you found him, well done Authus. He won't be collecting from the Elwynn mines again. And this ring you found is interesting. It's a membership ring for the old stonemasons guild in Stormwind. Why would a lowly thief have an artisan guild ring? And why are the Defias thieves collecting money from our mines? Difficult questions. I hope one day we'll have answers. So we can get this nice new bracers here, or wrist piece that we can equip, because we don't have one already. And that is everything for Elwynn Forest complete, so we can start heading towards Westfall and report to Grind Stoutmantle and see if there's anyone we can help along the way. But that is really interesting there. We saw a Defias bandit, quote, lowlife, who's kind of just stealing from people and stealing from the mines here in Elwynn Forest. He had a ring that belonged to the Stonemasons Guild. They are the ones that built Netherguard Keep and rebuilt Stormwind City. And if you remember, we were talking about it in episode 2, I believe. The nobles of Stormwind kind of just screwed over the Stonemasons Guild and didn't pay them, and then eventually did pay them, but paid them for a very small fraction of what was owed to them, which is unfortunate. Caused the Stonemasons Guild to riot. In those riots, we saw King Varian's Ren wife die, and he went into a rage and drove all of the Stonemasons Guild and all of the rioters out of the city. And we don't know what happened from there. But this Defias, this bandit, has a ring from Stonemasons Guild. Very interesting. Engraved with the initials EVC. Also very interesting. And hopefully we will learn more about that in the future. But for now, we're just going to head into Westfall, and we are going to see what awaits us. So a reminder for people, Westfall is the second zone here for humans. Elwynn Forest was the first zone that we've been exploring. So now we're going to be exploring this new area, which is going to look very different than the Elwynn Forest that we are used to. Elwynn Forest, Westfall is the breadbasket of the Kingdom of Stormwind. So while Elwynn Forest has some farms, Westfall has a ton of farms, and we are going to see some of those farms right here as we come across the bridge and enter Westfall for the first time. And here we see there are a couple sitting here on the side of the road with a horse called Old Blanchy, and I'm just going to say it again right here. I've said this several times. Old Blanchy, a very iconic character for World of Warcraft. So we see here that these farmers were living on the farm, and then a bunch of hooligans, they say, so Defias, they came in and basically kind of took over the place. So we are going to help with this, and we're also going to help gather some oats so we can feed poor Old Blanchy. And we're going to get this pocket watch back for this man. So let's do just that. You also picked up a quest to go to another farm, which is just over there, and talk to the Saldines, which we will do in a little bit. But first, let us head this way. So I'm a little nervous about this next quest over here, because I think we are kind of a little low level for what we are wanting to do right here, but I believe in our ability to conquer this challenge. And while we have all these buffs on us, I'm going to try to get this pocket watch, which has a little bit of a smaller boss that's defending it, as well as a pack of enemies as well. So here we are at the Furrowbrow pumpkin farm, and we are going to deal with all these Defias that are hanging out here. There are some sacks of oats here, which we can just pick up, which we can bring back to them. So let's go ahead and do that. So I've just been clearing some of the bandits here and a little bit of the creatures around the farmstead. I might be over preparing a little bit, and I'm also hoping that the first ones we kill don't respawn. But let's get this Defias trap out of the way, and then we can look at this house here, which has a pocket watch that we are looking for. So let's get rid of this trapper, and then I believe there are only 2 enemies inside. I'm really hoping that there are only 2. It'd be nice if there's only 1, but I think there's 2. So we are probably going to do some of our mage magic here, and we're going to polymorph them so we can deal with them. So let's kind of try to come out here in the front a little bit. We see the corpse of a dead person right there, which is not good, and we see a level 15 there. So I am really going to hope this polymorph goes off, and it didn't go off. I'm going to try it again, and it went off. And we're going to try to deal with this smuggler here. Oh no. So this might be the end of us. I'm really hoping it's not. And it looks like it is the end of us here. So we got really unlucky here, and we died again to some Defias, but that's okay. We can run back and we can try again. So I think I tried to polymorph the boss there, and I think the better plan that we're going to try when we get back is to polymorph the ad and kill the boss, and hope we can kill the boss anyways. So let's get back to where our body's at. Now I'm thinking about it, if this plan doesn't work out, I have another strategy where we can kind of try to do the same thing we just did, and then we can come back and we could polymorph the boss that's in there, and we can just try to sneak in real quick and try to get the pocket watch. I'm not sure if that's going to work. That polymorph did not last for a very long time, which is unfortunate, but we will see what we can figure out while we try to kill this boss that is 4 levels higher than us, despite all of the ads around here that are at the same level as us. So this is definitely, as I said, a bit on the harder side as far as quests go, and I have a feeling that this isn't going to be our only death here. But I do believe this is the 3rd time that we died in the series, so I think that's okay. We're like 4 hours in now, around about there, and having only died 3 times, pretty good, for the most part. Not the best, but you know, we know who I am. So let's buff up a little bit again. We lost all my extra buffs, though we could put them on again. So let's go ahead and do that. We could definitely use them, though we might just use them again. And as this corpse warned, and as my skeleton there warns, this is a dangerous, dangerous boss. So let's try doing this. So let's root Benny Blanco right there. And then let's cast a ton of frostbolts. I resisted one. Okay, let's try to get him down. Okay, I'm just going to cast that. I'm going to cast another frostbolt. And okay, I think we got this going. Okay. Let's loot Benny Blanco here. Got a healing potion. Let's try to deal with this Defias here. I think I might just pull a potential worst case scenario, and I'm going to root that, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to get this pocket watch real quick. So just in case we can't kill this Defias, we got the pocket watch and we can skedaddle out of here if need be. But let's do our best to try to kill this Defias. Just cast some frostbolts. I think we're going to run out of mana here in a moment. Wish I did. Now it's kind of a war of attrition between me and the smuggler here, so I will do my best. I think soon, hopefully, the Defias is going to start running away. I think we have like 3 more hits in us, 2 more hits. Okay, so now we have a little bit of an opportunity to just kind of whack the Defias. I'm going to come a little bit away from her, and I'm going to cast Frostbolt, and I'm going to... Oh, she went out of range for that. I'm going to hope she doesn't throw something at us that kills us. So, wow. We were very close to dying there, but fortunately for us, we dealt with that situation, and we were 100% calm along the way. I was not panicking at all there. But luckily, we got the compass, and we can bring that back over here to Farmer Furrowbrow. But let's get some oats along the way to help out poor old Blanchy. And I think we will probably hit level 12 while we're killing bandits around here. Or once we turn in the quests, we will hit level 12 at least, which will be really good. Though we are now quite a bit away from a mage trainer. The closest mage trainer, I believe anyways, is in Goldshire and in Stormwind. Stormwind being a little bit closer for a reason that I'll explain next episode probably. But in the meantime, let's try to get some of these smugglers, and we can try to get some more oats. So I guess while this boss is despawned, let's come over here and let's see if there's any oats here. I don't believe there are, which is unfortunate. And that is a level 14 Harvest Watcher that I absolutely do not want to fight right now, and I'm just going to run away, and I'm just going to talk fast and run away, and I'm going to root him, and that is good. And we are just going to head over to this other farm over here and try to find some more oats. Oh, there's a sack of oats over there, but it is protected by a ton of things that I do not want to deal with right now. So there should be some oats on this farm as well. And this farm is a little bit safer, a little bit lower level, a little bit less dense with mobs. So we should have a grand old time over here. We just discovered Longshore. So we are now on the western coast of the Eastern Kingdoms. Westfall has an ocean with a beach along it, so we can see west, and we can see all the way across the Great Sea is another continent that we will explore one day. Let's get this coyote out of the way. And then there is a sack of oats right here, which is nice, so let's gather this up. And then there's a bunch of Defias around here, which is okay. We can just deal with them. I think we're going to be pulling both of them here at the same time. So let's restore our mana a little bit. And then let's pull them and hope we can kill them. Yep, here comes both of them. But we can do that. Frost Nova is so nice. We got that Defias out of the way. Let's get this one out of the way. And we can Fire Blast, and we need to do a little bit more damage, but we are out of mana. So let's just melee her down a little bit. Got enough Fire Blast, and we dealt with both of them. As I have noticed, I am saying a lot with relative ease. So there we go. And we can kind of look around here a little bit and look for some oats. And I don't see any here, so I'm kind of just looking around this field here for some as well, and there is not a lot. So I don't see any over here. Oh, there is one right here. So let's kill this harvest golem here, and then we can get this sack of oats, and then maybe we'll just head back to the other farm and we'll just zigzag a little bit and try to find what we can. So let's get this sack, and I don't believe there's any on the other side of this little shed right here. We got this one, so we are at 4 out of 8. There is a chest in here, so I think I am getting a little tempted to come inside here. And I think there's only one Defias in here, so this should be really easy to get this chest. So let's deal with this Defias. Very easy to deal with. Just gonna Frost Nova because it's instantaneous and it deals a little bit of damage. Let's open up this chest. We see there's a ton of like alchemy stuff in here, which is very interesting. I wonder if there's like poisons or stuff. But we did get some potions, so maybe there is some alchemy stuff going in here. Maybe I should be a little skeptical about the potions we just picked up from that chest. But nevertheless, let us head back over to the other farm and see if we can find some more bags of oats that we can bring back and feed old Blanchy. So here's the other farm, and there are a ton of high level monsters here that I do not want to deal with at all. But I'm just gonna poke my head around a little bit and see if there are any oats that have respawned that we can gather. I want to avoid this house a little bit. And I don't see any here. Let's go ahead and kill this Defias. And I think I'm just going to walk around here a little bit and try to get as many oats as I can. Okay, so there's no oats here. And I am kind of in the mood to try something a little sketch that actually I'll try it. I'm going to try to sneak this pack of oats here. So
It's too far away.
let's just deal with this Riverpaw Scout here. And I think all these are like melee nulls, so they won't do any range damage to us. Okay. Let's drink some water up, and I have no idea if this is going to work, but we'll see. So my plan here is I'm going to polymorph this guy right here, and I'm going to let these three guys didn't pull one of them. This is very awkward. I'm going to try to get all of them, and I'm going to root them. And that one's polymorph. Those three are rooted. I'm going to try to get this sack of oats. And he just broke free. They all broke free just now. And another one put on us, and I'm going to hope that we survive. I'm just going to throw on a health potion here. We got the sack of oats, but at what cost? Hopefully no cost as we run away. And they're all running away now, which is good. And the last one ran away. And we got out of there alive. Very nice. And we have one more sack of oats towards completing our quest here. Let us just kill a few more Defias around here, wait for some oats to respawn, and we can level up a little bit. So I just noticed there's a sack of oats over here, and also a barrel of milk. Though I don't think... Oh, so there is a sack of oats there. I could try the same thing that I did last time, but I feel like there's a ton more gnolls here. You know what? Why not? Let's just try this. And then hope we don't pull them. So actually we pulled less than we did last time, which is convenient. And we got that a little bit faster, I feel like. And now this just run away. And surely we won't die here. So we got 5 oats now. I thought we had 6. Oh, we do have 6. Oh, it says 6 now. So we have 6 oats. And we can just kill a few more Defias, a few more harvest golems, and try to find 2 more so we can finish this quest. Oh, here we are around the house. There's another sack of oats. Now we only need 1 more, and I'm willing to bet if we head over to the other farmstead, there will be one there. I'm just gonna check right here. Oh, I accidentally debuffed that one, so we just used up one of our charges of the wax stick, so we only have 1 more left, and we should try to use that for a special occasion. We can get rid of this footpad, and we got a leather belt there that I'm just gonna leave because I don't have much inventory space. And let's head back over to the other farm. We just got a nice axe here. Unfortunately for us as mages, we cannot use 2-handed axes, but I'm willing to bet this sells for a decent amount of gold to a vendor. Oh, and here we are, the last sack of oats here. So let's just kill this harvest golem real quick, and then we can get this sack of oats. And, oh, I missed this one, I believe, and we got it. Let's get this sack of oats. And then I noticed inside the house, we have been around here for long enough that it seems to be that this chest has respawned. So let's open this chest, and let's hope we get some more potions and maybe a little bit of gold out of here. And we did. Unfortunately, we can't carry anymore, so I'm going to do something nice in case somebody comes up here and sees a chest. I'm going to loot everything from that chest, so a new chest will respawn, so the next person has a full chest and not one that just has 1 item in it. And alongside that, we got some nice potions here that we can use to save our lives, though we do have a ton of minor healing potions, and they're kind of becoming a little underpowered for where we are in the game, which is okay, but we'll have to try to get more lesser healing potions that restores more health. But on that note, we kind of have to delete a couple of items here, so I'll just delete that. And we got another bag, which is a 4-slot bag. So we have 4 extra slots now. And we also leveled up to level 12, which is great. And we finished up all the quests here with the Furrowbrow. So we are just going to head to a couple of new locations real quick, and we're just going to pick up quests. And I think we're going to call it there for the end of this episode. I've been recording this episode for quite a long time now. I'm a little bit over how long I've been planning on recording these episodes for. However, I am not sure how much editing I am doing for this episode. It might be a good chunk, so it might take it down closer to an hour, but it might be a little bit over an hour, so I apologize if this episode is very long, but I guess if you have made it this far, you enjoy watching the long episodes and the content and all of the questing and everything that we are doing, so you're welcome, I guess. And thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
Can I help you?
But let's turn in this quest here. And then let's just pick up all these quests. So this is just helping gather resources so we can make some stews. And then this is a quest here where we can kill a bunch of these harvest watchers, which are just these like mechanical golems that are going to haywire, and they're going haywire like all over Westfall for whatever reason. And we are just going to take care of them so that they are not a danger to the people around here. But let's head further south into Westfall here, and let's come up to this camp, which is called Sentinel Hill. And it's kind of like a town that is currently under construction a little bit. So a lot of like the farmsteads and like the houses around here are kind of like destroyed and not in a great spot. So this is kind of an area that's being built up a little bit more. And it's also being protected by an organization called the People's Militia. So Westfall is kind of more of a rural area compared to Elwynn Forest and Stormwind that's more urban. And the urban areas of Elwynn and Stormwind have a lot more of guards that are able to protect the towns and the people living in the towns. Whereas in Westfall, there aren't as many guards because the Kingdom of Stormwind don't have many guards, as a lot of the army are across seas fighting the Orcish horde and all of their allies. So the people of these lands have taken it upon themselves to form a militia so that they can protect themselves from the Defias, from the gnolls, and from any other threats that arise in these lands. So here we are reporting to Grian Stoutmantle, correct? Grian Stoutmantle, and we are reporting for duty for the People's Militia, so we can defend the lands of Westfall and return peace to our surroundings. So let's pick up all these quests. Pick up these quests around here. And let's talk to Quartermaster Lewis, and we can sell some items here. So that axe we picked up is a nice 3 silver. Very nice. Old Blanche's blanket. It's a little bit of a tongue twister there. Is an upgrade to what we had earlier. So this is also an upgrade. And then we can sell that, and then that as sell this, a nice 6 silver there, very good. And then we can just sell a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and then I'm going to save everything else we have here, and we're going to pick up this one quest over here, and then I am going to call it good for the episode here. You can see all of our questy markers here. There's a ton of stuff for us to do starting off in the next episode. So we will have a grand old time doing all this stuff and hopefully leveling up a couple of times. But yeah, so we'll just pick up this quest and then I am going to log off. And I hope you all have a good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world and whenever you are watching this. I hope you have a good time. I'm just going to talk to this innkeeper, and I'm going to make this in my home, so my Hearthstone will take me to Sentinel Hill. And there, I'm going to call it good. I hope you all enjoyed watching this episode of my World of Warcraft Let's Play. I've been having a ton of fun recording this, and I really hope that people are enjoying watching this content. So if you are, please let me know in the comments below. I would love feedback, and I would love to hear all your enthusiasm and stories that you have to tell about World of Warcraft, or comments you have on any part of my video, on anything I said throughout this video. But as always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe so you can support me, support my channel, and support this series. And I will see you all later, but one more reminder, drink some water. Goodbye, everyone.